Heidi ho. That's what I just said. Heidi ho. We're going to continue reading. I should really start doing these live, right? Reading them live. I don't read a lot though. I just read a little tiny bit because I don't necessarily have as much time as I would like to, or enough energy or focus to read all of this. I read a little bit by myself. It was kind of boring what I was reading. We're talking about the history of Pan knowledge, of the gates of Pan, what Pans are, what horned gods are, the evolution of humanity, how, like, the time periods. We're going to continue right where I left off. I don't have that. I have it on like a voice clipping. It wasn't necessarily really anything too important. Talking about the beginning of rituals and when Pan worship or Pan rituals began. Cave art, talking about wolves and dogs and when they were first domesticated. Talking about how it was BCE, horned gods and goddesses in their earliest incarnations, for most part deities of animal spirits, of the hunt, of protection of or from or for animals, and were all venerated in the wilderness, shrines, often caves. Virtually all of them were seen as representatives or even priests or symbols of the great mother of nature. Often they were mated and linked with the moon as well. Pan in mythology seduced the ancient Arcadian moon goddess Selene, and Pan's temples were always caves. So I know there's like the Sleep Token album that's like something in Arcadia. So the moon goddess Selene and Pan. Talking about horned Dionysus. So this is also connected to the Dionysian cults. This is going to be more modern day. I just don't care to go back that far. I don't need to know that much. Okay, we're going to go here. Sorry, that was a little bit, like, it was just not super necessary to know or for me to read or to like put in the series, I don't think. So there is the theology of Pan Magick. I'm going to start this over. No, keep it. The theology of Pan Magick, a simple theology for a path with no theology. There is nothing. It plays. That is all. Comment, that is no comment. The Tao can be spoken. If not, it's true Tao. Tao that can be spoken of is not true Tao. This is something you're supposed to be reading internally. All manifests as nature. Nature manifests as positive and negative. Pan is the focus, awareness, and the nature manifest. Thus, nature is thus the embodiment of Pan. Pan is the body of nature. Comment. The supreme manifestation of the nameless nature. Nature is beyond archetypal form. It is primal, unity of all life. The image of this here is Pan is the supreme animal, plant, god, goddess. This ultimate manifestation appears as light and shadow, plus and minus, yin and yang, male and female, Shiva and Shakti. From the life force, two manifests, but hearkening back to the origin of the terms yin and yang, we can see this manifestation as a sunlit side of the mountain and the mountain side of the mountain. The sunlit side of the mountain and the shadow side of the mountain. There is only one mountain, and that is Pan. Before all was void and silence. After all is void and silence. All manifests as one, nothingness, silence. The root of all is wordless. In void and silence, Pan nature are. There is no death. All things are alive all at once, at all times. Before the emergence of the separate human consciousness and nature were indistinguishable and were part of a parcel of the group mind of all animals. While insects and base survival modes were the norm, there was no need for language or conscious thought. We acted and survived as we needed to, as all other primates do. After all aeons have passed after the course of human evolution has progressed, we will rejoin the group mind of all nature, but full, unified societies' consciousnesses. We will again lose the need for language, for words, and words are beginning of creation, but also of separation, because we will be truly unified in constant communion with each other and with nature, but at a completely different level of consciousness and awareness. In the beginning, we are silent and asleep, breeding and surviving. In the end, we will be silent and awake, transcending our primate patterns for an existence that is unimaginable and interwoven. This pure beingness is like all things at all times, is available now to those who choose to experience it. It cannot be expressed with words. Death is an illusion. The appearance of life is merely one perception. Since energy matter can never be destroyed, only changed. What we see is change. The only constant change is not good or bad. Traditions appear to be ending, but are not. It is the play or Lila of the cosmos. This is Pan. Pan is the beating heart of nature. Mankind is the beating heart of Pan. In the balance melding of animal-human is this bliss of being. Lose the balance of all the seas. Madness on one hand, petrification on the other. This has been known as the balance between chaos and order. There is, in fact, no difference. Comment: the primal archetype of the beast man, chaos, is that of nature manifest. The Hindu or concentration of the being of nature. Nature is this view. The Great Mother is Pan, is the being of nature who does. Humanity is the manifestation of Pan. We are some of the most evolved primates. We are emergent and both conscious and unconscious in our manifestation of nature, symbolized by the animal-human image of Pan. We are separate enough from the nature to see nature, and this is the way we manifest this divine center or manifestation of nature. Yet human beings have lost awareness in the balance between the animal and the self, mythologized by the angel higher self order and the beast or shadow chaos. Mystics throughout time have cautioned on need to balance these two aspects of our being and our brain, but overly ornate symbolism have obscured the point. 2 equals 0. Ontology replicates theology. That is our evolutionary past, is encoded within the very beings. We have lost the ability, for the most part, to access this primal software, and thus civilized humans now feel a great loss. This is translated in mythology as the universally held belief that in a great fall from grace. Focusing exclusively on the conscious parts of the brain, on the frontal lobe functions and such, creates a false dichotomy in spiritual schizophrenia as the deep and incredibly powerful dragon mind, lower function centers, in both ignored and neglected and even vilified. Nothing suppressed goes away, and the most civilized people can easily revert to the most bestial behaviors. Mob eruptions, wars, witch hunts, irrational views of sex, all are manifestations of ignoring the beast in us and trying to suppress it. People who have been in survival modes, the Donner Party, for example, often have higher functions of the mind overwhelmed by the beast nature, what Nema calls the forgotten ones. And this, too, is a horror. So, the issue is balance, clearly embodied as the archetype of Pan, the half-man, half-animal being. To attain real unity and joy, a dynamic balance, and a full acceptance of both natures is called for. Sexuality, intellectuality, instincts, and primal senses, reason, learning, all of these are crucial evolutionary tools that become disastrous when they war, but keys to the conscious species evolutions when they work in tandem as play. 5. All is energy becoming matter, nature. All is matter, nature becoming energy. This is the dance of Pan. The dance manifests consciously and subconsciously. The balance of this is right intuition equals true play equals the way. True will equals the way. Comment. Everything discussed means little in theory, and it is the practice that is crucial. In Tantra, there are said to be 3 Shaktis, or ways of expressing being: knowledge, will, and action. In Pan Magick, the knowledge is, as mentioned, conscious and unconscious, intellectual and instinctual. Uniting these is one part of the process. The second is using the knowledge as gnosis revealed, eternal, knowledge to discover one's will, true will, or what the Taoists call Te, the path of the Tao in one's life. One's true will is that path one is meant to take, one's orbit, and this requires both the angel and the beast to discover. A purely unconscious approach gives us the right feeling, but not the intellectual tools to pursue it. Hyperconscious awareness of the angel, self, or Atman gives us the inspired understanding, but if not based on our deepest instincts and the real world, if not based on our deepest instincts and desires, it is easily led astray. Action is where all of this actually manifests in the real world. Knowing about your path is fine. Discovering your will is great, but if you don't actually do it, then it's all meaningless. When united, the self or the beast, the satyr, can most easily discover the optimal path of happiness and fulfillment. What is sometimes called the great work or the philosopher's stone, what Joseph Campbell called following your bliss, or how do we know we are doing our will? Are we happy, fulfilled? And work becomes play. The true play of existence is the purposeful and fulfilling. 6. All is sex. All consensual sex is sacrament. All sex is affirmation of the love of Pan and nature. Become Pan. Become nature. Comment. All magical systems and religious and religions in general have sex as a prime mystery at the center of their spirituality. All spirituality is rooted in the biological. The most basic symbols of gods and goddess are the lingam and the yoni. Sex is the most powerful magical secret in all of occult orders and cults. Yet the term sex and the focus on sex being purely physical and joining an orgasm is an extremely limited and rather one-dimensional view of the supreme sacrament. Austin Osman Spare once said, all things fornicate all the time, and most who have entered a visionary state at one time or another know exactly what this means. The sun mates with the earth. Humans mate with nature. Bees mate with flowers. Electrons mate with nuclei. Waves, particles, subatomic particles are all mating and morphing and mating again. The universe is an energetic orgy of interactions, manifestations, and creations. 2 humans coupling in a manifestation of all that, not the other way around. As such, every union, plus and minus equals bliss, orgasm, cosmic, mundane, or otherwise. All such uniting is an affirmation, a cosmic love play reenactment of the union of Pan nature. 2 aspects of the same thing, 2 particularize in order to mate. Often in the lower levels of mythology, Pan is male and nature, tree nymph, etc. is female. But there are other reflections where the role is reversed. The horned Hathor sky goddess bends and mates with the earth god Geb. Shiva is Shakti and Shakti is Shiva. One is dead without the other. 2 equals 0, and Pan is all. The point is not to be attached to labels. but to venerate this bliss and uniting that sex creates, and more importantly, symbolizes all. It is interesting to note here that Tantra, widely associated with ritual sex in the West, how typical of a suppressed society, literally means weave. Weaving is all. Physical sex is one aspect of weaving. Sex is the sacrament of weaving. Through this, we become Pan. Union equals yoga equals Shiva or An. Through weaving in nature, we become nature. Play is the highest form of prayer, meditation, and ritual. In play, one becomes Pan and nature. Thus, the satyrs are born. Comment. This is not a comment. Laughter is the fullest invocation of Pan in the world. Play is the fullest manifestation of Pan in the world as action. Living fully every day as beast self is the fullest manifestation of balance in the world. Doing so, one becomes all and becomes one with nature, and so becomes a child of Pan. Okay, I'm going to leave that one there. That was a pretty good one. The next one we're going to be reading is The Masks of Pan Magic. And this is going to be a longer one, but this is going to be going through all of the different chakras and the masks. And that's going to be a little bit of a longer one, so it probably won't be till tomorrow, maybe tonight if I have time. All right, get a little. All right, okay, talk to me. Give me I would like, tell me about Taurus today. What is Taurus up to today? Taurus. We have the moon in the upright. The moon can talk about anxieties, fears. The Six of Swords in reverse. Mercury in Aquarius. Okay, you could definitely be going through some Mercury retrograde things, Taurus, today. Definitely a little bit angry. Everything is very red. Where you're at, or very blue, or something about like like one sort of color is kind of taking over. Okay, what about for Virgo? Can I get one card to represent Virgo today? What is Virgo doing today? Virgo, we have the Queen of Wands. So you're looking really good. The Five of Cups and the Three of Pentacles. All right, so you are having, Virgo, you are in it, you are on it, you are getting along well with your coworkers, with the people you work with. You are, definitely looking for a moment or a time to get away with someone in private. You want to spend time with someone in private, and just you and them. You want to find a way to get somebody alone. You want to find a way to get them to be just by themselves so that you can experience them by themselves. So you're looking for a moment to sneak away with someone, or trying to find an opportunity to talk to someone by yourself. Okay, what about for Capricorn? Capricorn, it's looking like you are make sure you're not missing out on money, okay, Capricorn? We have the High Priestess and the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, so definitely wanting to be cautious of that. There could be something about like romantic relationships for you, Capricorn. Alrighty, guys, that's what I have for you. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me. I hope you all have the great rest of your day, and I will see you all later, okay? Thanks for hanging out and watching my channel. Hit the like button if you want. Bye.